Prince George unregistered trademark. County is a county in the U.S. state of Maryland, bordering the eastern portion of Washington, D.C. As of the 2010 U.S. Census, the population was 863,420, making it the second most populous county in Maryland. Its county seat is Upper Marlboro. Prince George unregistered trademark. County is included in the Washington-Arlington-Alexandria, D.C. MDWV Metropolitan Statistical Area. The county is home to hundreds of churches. The county also hosts Joint Base Andrews, a U.S. military airbase, as well as the headquarters of the United States Census Bureau. Etymology: the official name of the county, as specified in the county's charter, is Prince George unregistered trademark. County, Maryland. The county is named after Prince George of Denmark, the husband of Anne, Queen of Great Britain, and the brother of King Christian V of Denmark and Norway. The county unregistered trademark demonym is Prince Georgian and its motto is Semper Idem. Prince George unregistered trademark. County is frequently referred to as PG, or PG County, an abbreviation viewed as pejorative by some residents. History: the Cretaceous era brought dinosaurs to the area, which left a number of fossils, now preserved in a 7.5-acre park in Laurel. The site, which among other finds has yielded fossilized teeth from Astrodon and Prignodon species, has been called the most prolific in the eastern United States. In the mid to late Holocene era, the area was occupied by Paleo-Native Americans and then later, Native Americans. When the first European settlers arrived, what is now Prince George's County was inhabited by people of the Piscataway Indian Nation. 3 branches of the tribe are still living today, 2 of which are headquartered in Prince George's County. 17th century Prince George's County was created by the English Council of Maryland in the province of Maryland in 1696 from portions of Charles and Calvert counties. The county was divided into 6 districts referred to as hundreds: Matrapani, Patuxent, Collington, Mount Calvert, Piscataway and New Scotland. 18th century A portion was detached in 1748 to form Frederick County. Because Frederick County was subsequently divided to form the present Allegheny, Garrett, Montgomery, and Washington counties, all of these counties in addition were derived from what had up to 1748 been Prince George's County. In 1791, portions of Prince George's County was ceded to form the new District of Columbia, along with portions of Montgomery County, Maryland, as well as the parts of Northern Virginia that were later returned to Virginia. 19th century During the War of 1812, the British marched through the county by way of Bladensburg to burn the White House. On their return, they kidnapped a prominent doctor, William Baines. Lawyer Francis Scott Key was asked to negotiate for his release, which resulted in his writing the Star-Spangled Banner. Since much of the southern part of the county was tobacco farms that were worked by enslaved Africans, there was a high population of African Americans in the region. After the Civil War, many African Americans attempted to become part of Maryland politics, but were met with violent repression after the fall of Reconstruction. In April 1865, John Wilkes Booth made his escape through Prince George's County after shooting President Abraham Lincoln. He was on his way to Virginia. 20th century The population of African Americans declined during the first half of the 20th century, but was renewed to over 50% in the early 1990s when the county again became majority African American. The first African American county executive was Wayne K. Curry, elected in 1994. On July 1, 1997, the Prince George's County section of the city of Takoma Park, Maryland, which straddled the boundary between Prince George's and Montgomery counties, was transferred to Montgomery County. This was done after city residents voted to be under the sole jurisdiction of Montgomery County, and subsequent approval by both counties and the Maryland General Assembly. This was the first change in Prince George's County's boundaries since 1791, and the first alteration of the boundaries of any county in Maryland since the early 1900s. 21st century The county has a number of properties on the National Register of Historic Places. Geography. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the county has a total area of 499 square miles, of which 483 square miles is land and 16 square miles is water. Prince George's County lies in the Atlantic coastal plain, and its landscape is characterized by gently rolling hills and valleys. Along its western border with Montgomery County, Adelphi, Calverton and West Laurel rise into the Piedmont, exceeding 300 feet in elevation. The Patuxent River forms the county's eastern border with Howard, Anne Arundel, and Calvert counties. Regions. County terrain, culture and demographics differ significantly by location within the county. There are 5 key regions to Prince George's County: North County, Central County, the Rural Tier, the Inner Beltway, and South County. North County, northern Prince George's County includes Laurel, Beltsville, Adelphi, College Park and Greenbelt. This area of the county is anchored by the Capitol Beltway and the Baltimore-Washington Parkway. Laurel is experiencing a population boom with the construction of the Inter-County Connector. The key employers in this region are the University of Maryland, Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, and NASA Goddard Space Flight Center. Areas of geographic distinction include Greenbelt Park, a wooded reserve adjacent to the planned environmental community of Greenbelt, and University Park, a collection of historic homes adjacent to the University of Maryland. Riversdale Mansion, along with the historic homes of Bowen Heights, Mount Rainier and Hyattsville are also located in this area. The hidden Lake Artemisia, a park constructed during the completion of the Washington Metro Green Line, incorporates a stocked fishing lake and serves as the trailhead for an extensive Anacostia tributary trail system that runs along the Anacostia River and its tributaries. The south and central tracts of the Patuxent Wildlife Research Center also lie in this part of the county. The north tract lies north of the Patuxent River in Anne Arundel County. Central County, located on the eastern outskirts of the Capitol Beltway, consists of Mitchellville, Woodmore, Greater Upper Marlboro, Springdale, and Bowie. According to the 2010 census, it has generally been the fastest-growing region of the county. Mitchellville is named for a wealthy African-American family, the Mitchells, who owned a large portion of land in this area of the county. Central Avenue, a major exit off the I-95 Beltway, running east to west, is one of 2 main roads in this portion of the county. The other major roadway is Old Crane Highway, which runs north to south along the eastern portion of the county. The Newton White Mansion on the grounds is a popular site for weddings and political events. Bowie is best known as a planned Levitt town. William Levitt built traditional homes, as well as California contemporaries along U.S. Route 50, the key highway to the eastern shore and the state capital of Annapolis. Bowie has currently grown to be the largest city in Prince George's County, with more than 50,000 people. It also has a large Caucasian population, compared to much of the county. Housing styles vary from the most contemporary to century-old homes in Bowie's Antique District, where the town of Bowie began as a haven for thoroughbred horse racing. Areas of geographic distinction include the Ogden-Bowie Mansion, Allen Pond, key segments of the Washington, Baltimore and Annapolis Trail, as well as planned parks, lakes and walking trails. Rural Tier. Prince George's Rural Tier was designated in the 2002 General Plan as an area where residential growth would be minimal. It may be found in the area well beyond the Beltway to the east and south of Central County, bounded on the north by U.S. Route 50, the west by the communities of Occoquan and Fort Washington, and the east by the Patuxent River. Prince George's origins are in this part of the county. Most of this area contains the unincorporated parishes, villages and lost towns of Prince George's County. Largely under postal designations of Upper Marlboro, or Brandywine, in truth the town of Upper Marlboro is more Central County in character, though it is the post office location for various rural settlements since 1721. Upper Marlboro has been the county seat of government, with families that trace their lineage back to Prince George's initial land grants and earliest governing officials. Names like Claggett, Sasha, King James and Queen Anne pepper the streets. The rural tier has been the focus of orchestrated efforts by residents and county government to preserve its rural character and environmental integrity. Under the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, Patuxent River Park is the largest natural preserve and provides public access for birdwatching and viewing the rural tier's natural waterfront vistas. In season, the park's Jug Bay Natural Area and the Patuxent River Keeper in Queen Anne both offer canoeing and kayaking rentals on the Patuxent. The county's largest collection of tobacco planter mansions and preserved homes are in the rural tier, some managed by the MNCPPC. Many rural tier roads have scenic highway preservation status. A fall drive yields exceptional beauty along the Patuxent Valley's Leland Road, Crum Road, Claggett's Landing Road, Mill Branch Road, Queen Anne Road, and Brandywine Road. Walking access along roads in this area is very limited, because most property along the roads remains in private ownership. However, walking is much more accessible in the widespread MNCPPC lands and trails and state holdings in the Patuxent Valley, such as Merkel Wildlife Sanctuary and Rosariville State Park, both popular among hikers and mountain bikers. Inner Beltway, the Inner Beltway communities of Capitol Heights, District Heights, Forestville, Shortland and Seat Pleasant border the neighboring District of Columbia's northeastern and southeastern quadrants. This region is the most densely populated area of the county, although many communities here saw a decrease in population from 2000 to 2010. A high percentage of its residents are African American. South County is a blend of the greenery of the rural tier and the new development of Central County. The communities of Clinton, Oxon Hill, Temple Hills and Fort Washington are the largest areas of South County. It is the only portion of Prince George's County to enjoy the Potomac River waterfront, and that geographic distinction has yielded the rise of the National Harbor Project, a town center and riverside shopping and living development on the Potomac. The National Harbor has become a major tourist and convention attraction, with significant hotel accommodations, eateries and shopping. Ferry rides allow trips across the Potomac into Alexandria. Several historic sites, including Mount Vernon, can be viewed from the harbor front. River Road in Fort Washington also yields great views of the Potomac. Fort Washington Park was a major battery and gives access to the public for tours of the fort, scenic access to the river and other picnic grounds. Oxon Hill Manor offers a working farm and plantation mansion for touring. His Lordship's Kindness is another major historic home. Also, Fort Foote is an old Civil War fort and tourist destination. Adjacent counties Prince George's and Montgomery counties share a B County Planning and Parks Agency in the MNCPPC and a public B County Water and Sewer Utility in the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission. National Protected Areas Fort Washington Park, Greenbelt Park, Patuxent Wildlife Research Refuge, Piscataway Park. Government Since 1792, the county seat has been Upper Marlboro. Prior to 1792, the county seat was located at Mount Calvert, a 76-acre estate along the Patuxent River on the edge of what is now in the unincorporated community of Crum. Prince George's County was granted a charter form of government in 1970 with the county executive elected as the head of the executive branch and the county council members as the leadership of the legislative branch. Prince George's County is part of the 7th Judicial Circuit of the state of Maryland and holds 23 of the 32 total circuit court judges in the circuit. Fitch Ratings assigned a AAA bond rating to Prince George's County on August 25, 2011, reaffirming the county's stable financial outlook. Earlier in 2011, the county received AAA status from Standard & Poor's and Moody's. AAA bond ratings are the highest possible bond ratings a jurisdiction can receive. County executive Other officials County Council Chair, Mel Franklin, State's Attorney, Angela Also Brooks, County Sheriff, Melvin C. High, County Fire Chief, Mark S. Bassor, Chief of the County Police, Mark Magor, PGCPS Chief Executive Officer, Kevin Maxwell. Emergency Services Law enforcement. Prince George's County is serviced by multiple law enforcement agencies. The Prince George's County Police Department is the primary police service for county residents residing in unincorporated areas of the county. In addition, the Prince George's County Sheriff's Office acts as the enforcement arm of the county court, and also shares some patrol responsibility with the county police. County parks are serviced by the Prince George's County Division of the Maryland National Capital Park Police. Besides the county-level services, all but one of the 27 local municipalities maintain police departments that share jurisdiction with the county police services. Furthermore, the Maryland State Police enforces the law on state highways which pass through the county, and the Maryland Department of Natural Resources Police patrol the state parks and navigable waterways located within the county. Along with the state and local law enforcement agencies, the federal government also maintains several departments that service citizens of the county, such as the U.S. Park Police, U.S. Postal Police, Andrews Air Force Base Security Police, and other federal police located on various federal property located within the county. In addition, nearly all of the incorporated cities and towns in the county have their own municipal police force. Notable exceptions include the city of College Park. As of 2006, the county reportedly contains the highest crime rate for the Washington metro area, comparable to Baltimore. Emergency services. Prince George's County hospitals include Bowie Health Center, Doctors Community Hospital in Lanham, Gladys Spellman Specialty Hospital and Nursing Center in Cheverly, Hospice of the Chesapeake in Landover, Laurel Regional Hospital in Laurel, Prince George's Hospital Center in Cheverly, Southern Maryland Hospital Center in Clinton, and Fort Washington Medical Center. The Prince George's County Volunteer Firemen's Association was formed in 1922 with several of the first companies organized in the county. The first members of the association were Hyattsville, Cottage City, Mount Rainier, and Brentwood. In March 1966, the Prince George's County government employed the firefighters who had been hired by individual volunteer stations, and an organized career department was begun. The career firefighters and paramedics are represented by IAFF 1619. Prince George's County became the first jurisdiction in Maryland to implement the 9-1-1 emergency reporting system in 1973. Advanced life support services began for citizens of the county in 1977. Firefighters were certified as cardiac rescue technicians and deployed in what was called at the time mobile intensive care units to fire stations in Brentwood, Silver Hill, and Laurel. As of 2007, the Prince George's County Fire EMS Department operates a combination system staffed by over 800 career firefighters and paramedics, and nearly 1,100 active volunteers. Demographics. Prince George's County is the wealthiest African-American majority county in the United States. As of the estimated American Community Survey census of 2008, there were 825,924 people, 298,439 households, and 198,047 families residing in the county. The population density was 1,651/square mile. There were 308,929 housing units at an average density of 623/square mile. 2010 equals, according to the 2010 U.S. Census, 64.5% Black, 19.2% White, 0.5% Native American, 4.1% Asian, 0.1% Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 8.5% some other race, 3.2% two or more races, 14.9% Hispanic or Latino, 5.5% Salvadoran, 2.8% Mexican, 1.6% Guatemalan, 0.7% Puerto Rican. 2000 equals, the racial makeup of the county was as of 2000, 62.70% Black, 27.04% White, 0.35% Native American, 3.87% Asian, 0.06% Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 3.38% some other race, 2.61% two or more races, 7.12% Hispanic or Latino, By the 2008 estimates there were 298,439 households, out of which 65.1% are family households and 34.9% were non-family households. 36.4% of households had children under the age of 18 living with them, 44.00% were married couples living together, 19.60% had a female householder with no husband present. 24.10% of all households were made up of individuals and 4.90% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.74 persons and the average family size was 3.25 persons. In the county the population was spread out with 26.80% under the age of 18, 10.40% from 18 to 24, 33.00% from 25 to 44, 22.10% from 45 to 64 and 7.70% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 33 years. For every 100 females there were 91.50 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 87.20 males. The median income for a household in the county in 2008 was $71,696, and the median income for a family was $81,908. The 2008 mean income for a family in the county was $94,360. As of 2000, males had a median income of $38,904 versus $35,718 for females. The 2008 per capita income for the county was $23,360. About 4.70% of families and 7.40% of the population were below the poverty line, including 9.2% of those under age 18 and 7.1% of those age 65 or over. Prince George's County is the 70th most affluent county in the United States by median income for families and the most affluent county in the United States with an African American majority. Almost 38.8% of all households in Prince George's County earned over $100,000 in 2008. As of the 2010 census, the reported racial and ethnic composition of the county was 14.92% non-Hispanic whites, 63.52% non-Hispanic blacks, 0.49% Native Americans, 4.07% Asians, 0.06% Pacific Islanders, 0.25% non-Hispanics reporting some other race, 2.05% non-Hispanics reporting more than one race and 14.94% Hispanic. Education equals 30.1% of all residents over the age of 25 had graduated from college and obtained a bachelor's degree or professional degree. 86.2% of all residents over the age of 25 were high school graduates or higher. Religion equals, Prince George's County is home to more than 800 churches, including 12 mega-churches, as well as a number of mosques, synagogues, and Hindu and Buddhist temples. Property belonging to religious entities makes up 3,450 acres of land in the county, or 1.8% of the total area of the county. Economy Top employers equals, according to the country's comprehensive annual financial report, the top private sector employers in the county are the following. NA indicates not in the top 10 for the year given. The top public sector employers in the county are Crime. Prince George's County accounted for 20% of murders in the state of Maryland from 1985 to 2006. A 20-year crime index trends study, performed by Prince George's County Police Department Information Resource Management, showed the county had a 23.1% increase in total crime for the years of 2000 to 2004. Between the years of 1984 to 2004, Prince George's had a 62.8% increase in total crime. However, as of 2009, crime had generally declined in the county and the number of homicides declined from 151 in 2005 to 99 in 2009. Although crime had been declining, residents became alarmed when there were 13 homicides during the first 12 days of 2011. This put added pressure on the police department to come up with a way to stop the violence. By the end of January, the county experienced 16 homicides. Violence continued into 2013 initially. The Washington Post reported that, as of February 20, Prince George's County already had 15 homicides in 2013, up from 10 on the same date in 2012. However, as of the end of 2013, the county had experienced a record drop in crime, especially record lows in violent crimes. Education. Colleges and universities. Bowie State University, located in unincorporated area north of Bowie. Capital Technology University, located in unincorporated area south of Laurel. Prince George's Community College, located in unincorporated area. Strayer University, PG Campus, in unincorporated area. TESST College of Technology, located in unincorporated area. University of Maryland, College Park, in College Park. University of Maryland University College, in unincorporated area. Capital Seminary and Graduate School, in Greenbelt. The University of Maryland system headquarters are in the unincorporated area of Adelphi. Public schools. The county's schools are managed by the Prince George's County Public Schools system. Transportation. The county contains a large portion of the Capital Beltway. After a decades-long debate, construction began in late 2007 on an east-west toll freeway, the Intercounty Connector, which extends Interstate 370 in Montgomery County in order to connect I-270 with Interstate 95 and US 1 in Laurel. The ICC was completed in 2012. The Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority operates Metrobus fixed-route bus service and Metrorail heavy rail passenger service in and out of the county, as well as the regional Metro Access paratransit system for the handicapped. The Prince George's unregistered trademark County Department of Public Works and Transportation also operates the bus, a county-wide fixed-route bus system, and the Call-A bus service for passengers who do not have access to or have difficulty using fixed-route bus service. Call-A bus is a demand response service which generally requires 14 days advance reservations. The county also offers a subsidized taxicab service for elderly and disabled residents called Call-A Cab, in which eligible customers who sign up for the service purchase coupons giving them a 50% discount with participating taxicab companies in Prince George's unregistered trademark S and Montgomery counties. 15 stations of the Washington Metro subway system are located in Prince George's unregistered trademark S County, with 4 of them as terminus stations: Greenbelt, New Carrollton, Largo, and Branch Avenue. There has been much debate on the construction of the Purple Line, which would link highly developed areas of both Montgomery and Prince George's unregistered trademark S counties. Also worth noting is the potential expansion of the Green Line northward to Laurel and beyond. The MARC train service has 2 lines that traverse Prince George's County. The Camden Line runs between Baltimore Camden Station and Washington Union Station and has 6 stops in the county in Riverdale Park, College Park, Greenbelt, Moorcock, Laurel, and Laurel Racetrack. The Penn Line runs on the Amtrak route between Baltimore Penn Station and Washington Union Station. It has 3 stops in the county: Bowie State, Seabrook, and New Carrollton. The College Park Airport is the world unregistered trademark S oldest continuously operated airport, and has adjacent historical museum and an early aviation-themed restaurant. Residents may use Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington County, Virginia, Baltimore Washington International Thurgood Marshall Airport near Baltimore, and Dulles International Airport in Dulles, Virginia. Major highways. Interstate 95 enters the county at Laurel. It joins with Interstate 495 in College Park, where it continues and leaves at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge over the Potomac River. Interstate 495 enters the county near Adelphi, and joins Interstate 95 at the College Park interchange. Here it continues and leaves at the Woodrow Wilson Bridge over the Potomac River. US 1 is a major north-south roadway running through the county, entering the county at Laurel and leaving at the state border with Washington, D.C. At Mount Rainier. US 50 is a major limited-access highway that spans the county from east to west, entering at Cheverly and exiting at Bowie. This highway is also Interstate 595 from Interstate 495 eastward, but there are no signs. However, the reconstruction of this highway was funded as an interstate highway, 90% federal funds and 10% Maryland funds. US 301, also called Crane Highway, is a major divided roadway, entering with MD5 near Brandywine, and continuing north where it merges with eastbound US 50 heading toward Annapolis in the Maryland Eastern Shore. State Route 295 is the hidden designation for the portion of the Baltimore-Washington Parkway that runs north-south through the county. It runs from the intersection of Route 50 and MD 201 at the DC-MD line, and continues into Anne Arundel County to Baltimore. Also called Pennsylvania Avenue, runs from the Maryland-DC border eastward into Anne Arundel County and south in Calvert County. Also called Branch Avenue, runs from Maryland-DC border southeast through Charles County into St. Mary's County. Also called Central Avenue, runs from Capitol Heights eastward through the center of the county, through Bowie, and into Anne Arundel County. Also called Landover Road and Largo Road, runs northward from the town of Upper Marlboro to Hyattsville. Also called Kenilworth Avenue, runs north from the Maryland-DC border in Cheverly. After the intersection with Sherrywood Lane in Greenbelt, the name changes to Edmundston Road, which continues north until it ends in Laurel. Also known as East-West Highway, stretches from the Prince George's County-Montgomery County border near Takoma Park to its end in Landover. In the town of Riverdale Park, it is called Riverdale Road. Also called Annapolis Road, runs laterally from Hyattsville to Route 3 in Bowie. Also called the Intercounty Connector, a long-planned toll road, was under construction as of late 2007, and completed in 2014. The toll road runs west from US 1 just south of Laurel, crossing Contera Drive, with a major new interchange at Interstate 95. Then continuing west into Montgomery County and interchanging with US 29, Maryland Route 97 and terminating at Interstate 370 near Shady Grove, Rockville and Gaithersburg, and providing a direct freeway connection to Interstate 270 via Interstate 370. Enterprises and Recreation. Prince George's unregistered trademark S County is home to the United States Department of Agriculture's Henry A. Wallace Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, NASA unregistered trademark S Goddard Space Flight Center, the United States Census Bureau, Andrews Air Force Base, the National Archives and Records Administration's College Park facility, the University of Maryland unregistered trademark S Flagship College Park campus, Six Flags America and Six Flags Hurricane Harbor, FedEx Field, and the National Harbor, which its developers, Peterson Companies and Gaylord Entertainment Company, bill as the largest single mixed-use project and combined convention center. Euro Hotel Complex on the East Coast. Media WPGC-FM, Morningside, Maryland, take their PGC call letters from the name Prince George's County. Prince George's Sentinel, Seabrook, Maryland, weekly newspaper covering the county with a circulation of 23,000 copies. Recreation. Although Prince George's unregistered trademark S County is not often credited for the Washington Redskins, the Redskins Stadium is in Landover. No other Major League professional sports teams are in the county, though Bowie hosts the Bowie Baysox, a minor league baseball team. The county is known for its very successful youth. In basketball, ESPN published an article declaring Prince George's County the new hoops hotbed, and ranked it as the #1 basketball talent pool in the country. A number of basketball prospects, including T.Y. Lawson, Kevin Durant, Jeff Green, Roy Hibbert and Michael Beasley from AAU basketball teams such as the PG Jaguars, DC Assault, and DC Blue Devils. Besides AAU, basketball has skyrocketed from local high schools such as DeMatha Catholic High School and Bishop McNamara High School, both of which have found some great success locally and nationally. Communities. This county contains the following incorporated municipalities. Cities Towns Part of the city of Takoma Park was formerly in Prince George's unregistered trademark S County, but since 1997 the city has been entirely in Montgomery County. The part of Takoma Park that changed counties comprises two residential neighborhoods, Carroll Highlands and New Hampshire Gardens. Census-designated places equals, unincorporated areas are also considered as towns by many people and listed in many collections of towns, but they lack local government. Various organizations, such as the United States Census Bureau, the United States Postal Service, and local chambers of commerce, define the communities they wish to recognize differently, and since they are not incorporated, their boundaries have no official status outside the organizations in question. The Census Bureau recognizes the following census-designated places in the county. Unincorporated communities equals. Sister cities. Prince George's County has 3 sister cities, as designated by Sister Cities International: Royal Bafokeng Nation, Republic of South Africa; Rishon LeZion, State of Israel; Ziguinchor, Republic of Senegal. Notable people: Karen Allen, actor-director, grew up in New Carrollton and attended Duval High School. Ben Barnes, member of the Maryland House of Delegates, from Greenbelt, Maryland. Dr. John Bain, 19th-century founder of the University of Maryland, superintendent of county schools, Union Army physician, and one of the first Americans to grow and eat a tomato, proving they were not poisonous as had been thought, lived on Oxon Hill Road in Oxon Hill. Michael Beasley, professional basketball player for the Miami Heat, Len Bias, All-American basketball star at the University of Maryland in the 1980s, grew up in Landover Hills and attended Northwestern High School in Hyattsville. Riddick Bowe, former world heavyweight boxing champion, and family lived in Ciro Estates, Fort Washington. Sergey Brin, founder of Google, grew up in Adelphi and attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt. John Carroll, S.J., first Roman Catholic bishop and archbishop in the United States, and founder of Georgetown University, was born in Upper Marlboro. J.C. Chases, singer-producer, grew up in Bowie. Frank Cho, award-winning cartoonist, grew up in Beltsville and attended community college and university in the county. Thomas John Claggett, first Episcopal bishop consecrated in the United States and third chaplain of the United States Senate, was from Upper Marlboro. Leonard Covington, born in Aquasco, U.S. Congressman from Maryland. Kevin Durant, professional basketball player for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Roger Easton, Sr., naval scientist, the chief inventor of GPS and winner of the 2004 National Medal of Technology, lived on Oxon Hill Road in Oxon Hill. Francis B. Francois, lawyer and engineer, lived in Bowie for over 40 years. In 1999, he was elected to the National Academy of Engineering in recognition of his achievements in the field of engineering and policy leadership in surface transportation infrastructure and research. He served on the Prince George's County Council as an elected official for 10 years. Stephen F. Gorn, Prince George's County police officer killed in the line of duty in 2005. Kathy Lee Gifford, network television personality, grew up in Bowie. Ginuine, R&B pop musician, lived in Fort Washington. Lal Gudu, USDA research scientist and inventor, lived in Prince George's County from 1935 to 1945. Jeff Green, NBA player for the Boston Celtics. Goldie Hawn, actress, director, and producer, grew up in Takoma Park before it was transferred to Montgomery County. Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets later used on Sesame Street, grew up in University Park and attended Northwestern High School in Hyattsville. Taraji P. Henson, actress, attended Oxon Hill High School. Roy Hibbert, professional basketball player for the Indiana Pacers, and raised in Adelphi, Maryland. Steny Hoyer, former Majority Leader of the United States House of Representatives till 2011, lived as a teenager in Shetland and Mitchellville, attended Shetland High School and University. Maryland College Park, and later lived in Friendly before moving to St. Mary's County. Cathy Hughes, founder and manager of Radio 1, the nation's largest African-American broadcasting company. Jared Jack, a professional basketball player for the Brooklyn Nets. Isis King, First transgender contestant in America's Next Top Model, Martin Lawrence, actor and comedian, lived in Landover and attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt. T.Y. Lawson, NBA player for the Houston Rockets. Sugar Ray Leonard, boxing champion, grew up in Palmer Park. G. Gordon Liddy, presidential aide convicted in the Watergate scandal, later an author and radio personality, lives in Fort Washington. John P. McDonough, Maryland Secretary of State, from Bladensburg, Maryland. Mike Miller, State Senate President since 1987, grew up in Clinton and attended Surrattsville High School. Marwan Hafer, R&B pop musician, attended Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, Maryland as a violinist in the orchestra among the class of 1994. Sammy Nestico, band music arranger, lived in Oxon Hill in the 1960s. Jan Scruggs, who conceived the National Vietnam Veterans Memorial, grew up in Bowie. Michael Sweetney, a former professional basketball player. Whale, a hip-hop artist, who often notes in his songs how he is from PG County, and the DMV region. Sumner Wells, U.S. Under-Secretary of State to Franklin Roosevelt, built and lived in Oxon Hill Manor, which is now a public facility. Delonte West, a former NBA player and graduate of Eleanor Roosevelt High School in Greenbelt, M.D. Morgan Watton coached at DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville from 1956 to 2002. The coach with the most wins in high school basketball history, he was elected to the Basketball Hall of Fame, the only high school basketball coach ever so honored. He currently resides in University Park. Robert M. Wright, born in Prince George's County in 1840. One of the founders of Dodge City, Kansas. Namesakes: the USS Prince George's, was a United States Navy Crater-class cargo ship named after the county. See also: National Register of Historic Places listings in Prince George's County, Maryland. References. Further reading: The Public Local Laws of Prince George's County. External links: Official website, Prince George's County Historical Society, the Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, the Washington Suburban Sanitary Commission. The Dilemma of the Black Middle Class, includes analysis of the county. The Barbershop, live internet podcast for Prince George's County social issues, Prince Georgians Care Site, for and about county residents, crimes in Maryland, Prince George's County, looking at the past, planning for the future, a look at the history of development in Prince George's County, Prince George's County crime maps, Prince George's County Memorial Library System, Prince George's County at the Wayback Machine, 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 Prince George's County at the Wayback Machine.